What's up everybody, hope you guys are having a fantastic day and welcome back to the channel guys. And we are back with another Bedrock Reviews. If you guys are new to the channel and this is the first time watching our Bedrock Reviews, in case you missed it, there will be a link on the top right of this video and the description below that'll lead you to our previous episode. Speaking of previous episodes, I want to quickly address something about our last review. During the end of the judging phase, I had put my overall score of the map at a calculated rating of 68%, which put it in the orange zone, and I want to completely scratch that percentage off and bump it up to at least 70%, due to the fact that it was the team's first map. If I had been more observant, I would have seen a collected bunch of their other maps, but when finally looking, I had noticed it was either their first or second. So, kudos to the creators for their first map ever released, and I hope to once again see a second version of that map. The focus of these videos are for your pure entertainment and knowledge, and to show credit where credit is due, so I hope you gather some information by the end of the video. Now before we begin, if these Bedrock reviews aren't new to you, then you can skip right to the start. But in case anyone is new, I want all the creators to understand. I'm not trying to burn bridges with anyone, but instead I'm simply judging these maps from a buyer point of view, so I do apologize if anything I say is taken in negatively. That is not the goal, and that doesn't mean that you should give up. I hope this whole video is a learning experience for us all, and with that being said, let's get straight into today's video. In this brand new series, I'll be reviewing all maps related to the Minecraft marketplace from the highest ratings to the lowest. Now to keep things organized for timing and video purposes, we're going to be reviewing such maps based off of the CFD rule that I believe truly bring a Minecraft map to life. Starting us off with creativity, just how new and unusual is the idea, and does it excite or interest you or the buyer? Second is going to be functionality, how well does the game perform, are there any bugs, what is the player capability, etc. And lastly, design. What are the rules, what's the end goal, how do I get there, and pretty much everything else that has to do with the building side of Minecraft. The marketplace only provides you with a limited description of these maps, a few screenshots, and a trailer of the map itself. Sometimes, which is why we are doing this video today. Now I hope that in the end of the video, I can help you more towards purchasing these maps or have some second thoughts. And for a fair reminder, these are all of course based off of my own opinions. So what may be yippee-ki-yay in my head might be yippee-ki-ya in others, which is fine because we're all humans, so don't hate me in the end. Love you. Today's review is going to be on a map that takes us on a vast journey among the stars to a different planet, and that map is going to be Mars Protocol by Shapescape. When I first saw this, I had gained so much excitement with the screenshots that were provided in the Take a Tour section. I had seen some models of a rover, a rocket, and some beautifully crafted terrain that had spelled out Mars all over the screen. Moving over to the description, it says, "Land on the surface of Mars, build your base, and start exploring this huge wasteland. Find signs of ancient civilizations and drive the Mars rover to the far corners of your new planet. It's a 5K by 5K map, which is really big. Automated base building, survival friendly, custom music and sounds, and 3 skins included. This is the new map from the developers, and with 119 reviews with a 4.1 out of 5 star rating, it's time to strap up as we travel through space to today's map." First time spawning into the map, the first thing you'll see is a headquarters instead of a spaceship that had just went into hyperdrive. Seeing the particles flying past the ship was such eye candy that it instantly drew me over past the start button, because I was in such awe from the amount of, well, stars flying past your ship. Making our way back to the start button, it's time to descend onto Mars. Now before you begin, you hear the voice of a guide through your radio transmission whom explains all the basics that are essential for surviving on a vast open planet. I must warn, the dialogue does go pretty quick, so you may want to read your chat history over again and make sure you understand everything that the guide tells you. There's a ton of things to go through, but you start to get the hang of things once you practice enough. There's a process on how things work around with this new technology that had been created before your journey onto Mars. Starting off with our cargo rocket, which periodically sends you supplies in case you run out, you'll obtain a new material called concentrated matter that comes in low, medium, and high qualities, but we'll get into that in just a second. You now also have a blueprint which holds the start of your new base. Speaking of that, you'll be taught on how to build, create, and extend your base with your guide. Now there are several things to learn about your base as soon as you enter, such as the oxygen generator. Remember, we're no longer in Kansas anymore, so breathing natural air isn't an option. Along with our water extractor, this very helpful device which allows us to trade in Mars soil and grounds for a fresh bottle of some space water, and the oxygen distributor. This is basically an extension cord that helps the radius of our O2, so in case our base becomes larger, we'll be able to breathe just fine. Now of course water and oxygen is great and all, but what about food? Well, this is where our concentrated matter comes into play. When we walk up to our Mars lander, it will open up a whole new crafting system with different components of farms as far as animals, trees, pumpkins, etc. How may we craft these pre-built structures? Well, the process goes like this. Gather the material needed to craft or trade using your Mars lander that will get you the 3 types of quality concentrated matter, but be careful because you never know where there's a sinkhole waiting to engulf you. This matter is then converted into anything you'd like, different connections to our home base, laboratories, cafeterias, along with other things, and every time that you create something through the lander, you'll get the machine to level up with experience. You'll start off with Novice, Apprentice, Journeyman, and all the way up until you max out the lander. Now with all games, as you level up, you'll start to unlock different things to create. One of the most important goals is to get this chunk of metal called the Mars rover. There's multiple ways to travel, such as extending your base across the lands, which will literally take you forever. You can also take your oxygen generator with you and constantly refill it with water bottles. But you do leave yourself exposed from all the mobs around the planet, plus I'm sure you'd get tired of doing that eventually. So your final and best option is to create the rover, which will allow faster traveling to explore the rest of the planet. Now, I'm not going to spoil the insides, but there are locations around the map that you can wander about in structurally and geographically. I'll let that part sink into your mind. Since we won't be exploring the entire expansion of the planet, let's travel back to headquarters. Now, although there are machines to help you build, eat, sleep, and breathe, the game is survival friendly, so you can still do everything you usually do in a normal Minecraft world as far as placing and mining blocks, crafting items, creating tools and weapons, etc. And that's pretty much the gist of things. Now that we've discussed all things related to the map, it's time for the verdict. Creativity. Is this Minecraft anymore? Well, it does still have your normal Minecraft system when playing, but there are added additions as far as the Mars lander, Mars rover, cargo rocket, and, well, the new crafting system. There are a ton of more things that are added, but I could be here for hours, and I'm sure we don't have the time for that. As far as the idea goes, I'm sure for those of you who play survival, you probably got bored of Minecraft Earth and have always wanted to travel to another planet, and since this map provides just that, we're going to be rating it at a 10 out of 10. Functionality. Now the game is multiplayer, and honestly, the more the merrier. It's best to have the game up to 4 players working coordinately to help each other gather all the resources needed to expand, destroy, or even move your base to another location. There was a slight lag when multiple people joined into my game as certain chunks of the map were not loaded in. Plus, when trying to load, the game got a little slow. But I think that's just Minecraft Bedrock in general, and Minecraft has been acting funny lately with all the news about the Caves and Cliff update, so it could have just been bad timing. Other than that, I can assure you that at least up to 2 to 3 players you should be fine. They added a new way to craft pre-built structures, custom models, and have introduced a new way of surviving with a whole new breathing system. In the end, 9 out of 10. And lastly, design. The terrain was beautifully crafted, there were multiple biomes, high mountain peaks, and hidden structures around the map. The design for mobs could have been a bit more creative as they only added helmets and changed the color contrast for some of them. Now, when I was playing the map, this is what I saw in my head. Giant space spiders, space bandits, or some kind of space rocks growing out legs and coming to life, and other things that follow along those lines. The game would have worked better if there was more lore to the planet. It would have been nice to have some sort of a campaign along the way, such as having a main space corporate that could have led you to multiple people to talk to as far as story missions go, like finding an ancient artifact that activates a teleporter that could lead you to an ancient beast. Or side quests, like extracting some green slime from a sleeping space yeti inside of an ice cave, and achievements to complete throughout and after the campaign is finished. The players then have the choice to just play survival, or venture into a more in-depth history of what lies deep within the secrets of the planet. The pre-built structures were clean and simple, since it does lean more towards a futuristic modern look, and the map is really huge, so it would have been nice to see more vacant structures, an abandoned metropolis city, such as previous inhabitants who tried living on Mars years ago, or just some random caves leading to different mobs, parkour, and puzzles that you'll randomly discover while you explore. In conclusion, my rating is 6 out of 10. And after putting everything together, the overall score is going to be, drumroll please, 25 out of 30, which calculates to 83%, and that score is going to stay considering the map is priced at a perfect $4.99 plus tax, so around 5 and change. Now if all advice is taken with an open mind, I would hope to see a new and improved Mars Protocol 2. Or maybe some kind of, I don't know, Subnautica in Minecraft? Who knows what the future will hold for the Minecraft marketplace. Once all is said and done, I would consider this and get the game. Well, this is going to bring us to the end of our video, and I hope it gave you more of an insight as to what this map is actually about, and whether or not it's worth your time, money, or storage. All of the links to the studio and creators of the map alongside with any other important information will be down in the description below. If you enjoyed today's video and would like to see me review certain maps on the marketplace, please feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's completely free and you can always change your mind later on. If there are any marketplace partners out there who would like me to do a review on one of their maps, please feel free to reach out to me through my contact information in the About Me section on my channel. Don't forget to click that notification bell so you don't miss any future review videos. And with that being said, I am the Magical Berry, this has been Bedrock Reviews, and I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. Adios!